Hey, thanks for being patient. I have my pink lemonade and I am drinking it. And today we're going to talk about money. And look at this awesome background. It's pretty sweet, huh? I'm very happy about it. And I'm at my grandparents' place. Look at that guy. He's over there. He's playing golf. You can watch and see if he does well. It's like a movie within a movie, which is kind of cool. So let's talk about money because people have been asking me about it and just want to bring it out because everyone talks about it, asks about it, has this big thing about it, and it's really a piece of paper. I wish I had money to show you a piece of paper that we give so much of our energy to. If there was a religion that we worshipped, it would be money. If there was a king of our country, it would be money. If there was a tyrant or a dictator, it would be money. Is what people worship. It's what they think equals success. It's what they think equals happiness. People, even when they get scientific studies that say money doesn't equal happiness, which has been proven, then they still refute it. You see that thing like if you have money, you can buy a jet ski, and jet ski makes you happy, but jet ski doesn't make you happy. It's dumb. But so from my standpoint, I used to worship money, think I needed to manifest it, think I needed to bring into my life to make me happy. Like somehow it was going to make me happy. And I had an experience where I had a bunch of money and then I got taken away. And I wasn't any happier, displeased when it got taken away. And what I realized from that experience is that I don't really care about money. It's an illusion. It doesn't bring you any happiness. I get to sit with this awesome background and I don't have a bunch of money in my bank account. So this is abundance. What's behind me? Beauty, nature, relationships, friends, flow, doing the things you love. This is abundance. And when we put money in this thing, we make it so important. Like it's our survival. Because there's no evidence that money will make you survive. People die with millions of dollars all the time of cancer because they're overworking themselves. People also live forever and have no money and smoke cigarettes and drink, right? So the money is actually nothing to do with survival. And we think it does. If I don't pay my rent, I'll be homeless. Well, you might be homeless even if you do pay your rent. They might kick you out and your money might get taken away by someone else. You might lose all your money somehow. It might be you become a gambler. Like money has nothing to do with surviving. Really, you staying centered within yourself is the way that you thrive. So instead of making anything outside of us, like money, the focus of our happiness or something that's going to fulfill us, or we think that our problems come because we don't have enough of it, instead look inside yourself and find your own connection with it. Because I did that and I realized I don't really care about it. That was really deep down. My soul was like, I don't care if you made $1 million or $2 by the time you died. But we put it in this category of importance, especially when you don't have it. It becomes really important. It's like the excuse that you shake around, right? And there's a generation before us, because most of the people listening to that cared so much about it. It's literally what drove them, right? Great Depression, kids with Great Depression. It's what drove their decisions. And people did a bunch of jobs and things they didn't like to do because of it. Again, that's why it's the king, right? It's the slave master because it controls people's decisions. And if anything, like money is controlling your decision making, if you're staying at a job, staying in a relationship, staying at a place, doing something your soul doesn't call to you because of money, it is your king. It is your ruler. It's your dictator. It controls your decision making. But when you just let it go, like it doesn't matter, right? As long as you can pay rent and you have a roof over your head and you have food. And honestly, if you're watching this with me, you probably have that. If you don't have that, there's ways to find it. And obviously, if you're in dire straits, there's dire straits where you have to pull yourself out. But money doesn't pull a homeless person out of homelessness. That's also a lie. What pulls a homeless person out, one, they feel better about themselves. They have to be positive, and they have to pull themselves out. But really, a house and food is what gets them out of homelessness, not money. They can be given a house, which happens a lot, or given a shelter, given food. So we give this power to money, like if we don't have money, we're homeless, but that's not true either. It has nothing to do with homelessness. But there's a lot of people with no money that aren't homeless. There's a lot of people with money, the more money than you think, that are homeless because they're buying drugs and things, right? They actually have a good amount of money. The drugs are keeping them homeless. What I'm doing right now is unraveling all these beliefs that money is actually anything to do with survival. Like, we just hit it out. It has nothing to do with it. It's a piece of paper. People were surviving without money before. There was wars without money before. There was poverty before money. Doesn't matter. It's all belief systems that we're ingrained with. And it's ingrained over and over again. Males are ingrained that money makes you successful, gets you women, all those different things. Women are ingrained with, you got to have money to feel safe because someone has to take care of you with money, so I got to date someone with money. There's these like ingrained beliefs that I've noticed over and over again that are really harmful for our soul's calling and for the new earth that's coming. That belief system served us from the 1920s to the 1987. Weird, I said that randomly, but it served us to then. Since 1987, these belief systems have been being crushed because they don't serve us anymore. We have to move into this community knowing we're always safe, no matter how much money is in our bank account. The universe is going to take care of us. It's going to give us an apple when we need an apple. We'll get food when we need food. I mean, I was traveling, did have money, and people are giving me meals. They're giving me things. When we're intuitive and when we're in this flow state, we don't need these things. It doesn't mean you're not going to have money. You can have as much or little as you want. You just don't care about it. It's not important. There's no evidence scientifically that money, up to a certain amount of survival, you're good, but after that, it doesn't make you happier. There's rich people that are super miserable. There's poor people that are happy, vice versa. So it doesn't mean you can't have the things, but your external circumstances do not control your level of happiness. And if it does, you're a victim. You're a victim to the world. And when you become a victim to the world, or a victim, what happens to you, you think it should be different than it is. I should be making more money. I should be out of this poverty. I should be already successful. I should have this and this and this and this and this. And then you really go inward and you spend hours with yourself. You realize you're just fine and you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And it's all just a movie you're playing out, and it's not so important. I kept on doing the thing, I don't really care. And really I don't. But I do at the same time. But it's just in there, you just know you're good. It's not that important. And when you detach from money like that, it loses its power. And you take your power back from it. Because many people have lost their power to money, relationships, their parents, survival, really deep core survival. But that's what it came. Because so many people we've watched from parents have been enslaved to it for so long. I can't quit my job because of my kids and I have to support them with money. I can't quit this because you've seen so many people not follow their calling for money that's you've been your example for most people. There's very few people that actually follow their dreams. And usually they're the ones that are successful because they detach from money instead of just follow their calling. They're like, I don't care if I'm homeless, I'm going to do this. And they found that success. But when we become a slave and empowered to the money system, all that's different things, I'm not saying it's evil, but it's there and you want to detach from it. You're literally bombarded with fear-based lack mentality all day for your whole life, and you're undoing that conditioning subconsciously to know you're just abundance. You already are abundance. You're already infinite. You're already power. You're already everything. And when we lose that, we don't know who we are anymore. And we're lost in this endless quest. And honestly, most people are lost on it. They don't even know it. They haven't spent enough time with themselves to know they're in this trap. So your parents, people around you, your family, probably are all going to keep on telling you and give you certain advice that's from their perspective, but their perspective is from like the 1940s or 50s or 60s. It's different. It doesn't relate anymore. We're creating a new paradigm with resources and abundance, and we're already abundant. And it's not this lack mentality, like there's only a certain amount and we can't give money to people because then there won't be enough for us, and then we can't tax the rich because they don't have enough money. It's like there's enough money already. So like we don't have to worry. It's not like we're going to run out of resources. We don't have to delegate it in certain pies to make it fair. Like it's just going to distribute itself. It's like they have food in the wilderness. The animals don't have a system where they write down everything they're going to distribute. Like they just know there's enough food and then they fight and it all just works out. But we just have to back up and know that too. We have to let nature take its course. And by doing that, we don't have to do as much. And from that state, abundance will come to you if it's supposed to. Money will come to you as supposed to. But you might be sitting with a background like this and you're just here. This is the place you were planted by the universe. But we tie so much of our worth to money, even subconsciously, that we have to break that. It has nothing to do with it. And you know that. Deep down in your heart, you know that. You know there's some people that are worth nothing with a bunch of money, and there's people that have no money that are worth a ton. If you measure worth not by how many people you inspire and help, but how much money you make, I don't want to live in that world, so I'm going to undo that belief and change it. If that's what actually equals success, like this is a ridiculous world. And it does. We look at people, we worship the people of these successful businesses, but they're jerks. We don't go to the people that have helped a bunch of people and look at them. Like everyone wants to model the rich person, not the model, the Dalai Lama. Like I don't get it. Like I don't get it. Like why are you modeling that? Like that's not what you want. It doesn't mean all rich people are bad. Maybe if it was a nice rich person, I would model them, but you're probably not modeling their richness. You're modeling their niceness. You're modeling how much they give to the world. You're modeling their integrity. You're modeling their word. You're modeling their peace. So why don't we focus on that and just know that all the external stuff will take care of itself. You might not have a big bank account. It might be that you just get the money when you need it. It might be that you have a huge bank account because you have kids and other people to take care of. I don't know. But let's not even focus on that. If that is not where power lies. And instead focus on our internal state, on the meditation, on the yoga, on us taking care of our health, taking care of our relationships, the things that really matter. It doesn't matter if you have $1 million if you got no health. Focus on the things that matter and notice that'll just take care of itself. You don't even have to focus on it. You don't have to focus on money. You don't think about it. You don't have to focus on it ever again. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with your happiness. Positive psychology studies show that health, meditation, flow, those things, having bigger meaning in your life, those things create your happiness. But we're focused on this thing, this piece of paper. You focus on that, and you won't even care about that. That'll just take care of itself. It always does. It's fine. You don't need 401k or retirement. That's old. These are old things that are going away. They're going to go away. It's not like the money system in the 1880s is still here now. You think it's always going to be the same? That's like it's always going to be the same. It's not always going to be the same. It's going to change. So there's no security in that anyway. So if you don't have the internal state and know you'll be okay if you lost everything, then you're not really safe. Then you're a slave to your things. And when we move from fourth dimensional consciousness into fifth dimensional consciousness, most people are stuck between 3 and 4. So people are in like 3rd and 4th grade. And most people with me are between 4th and 5th grade, and they're looking to learn from people in 3rd and 4th grade. But you got to go up the scale. So not caring about possessions, not caring about those things is 5th dimensional consciousness. It doesn't mean you don't have them, you just don't care about them. You're Eckhart Tolle. You can have nice things, but they're just nice things. They're not important. Like if you think your thing isn't really important and you got to keep it and you can't lose it and you're holding on to it with all your might, you're not free. You're slave to the thing. So we move to fifth dimensional consciousness, and when you have usually your family structure is not there because you came to change that family structure. So you need to move out of the money system in your mind, not like you to disconnect from the world, but move out in your mind and move into health and happiness and flow and show a different way. And the money might come, but You don't need a huge savings account. You don't need that. It's not important to you. Like, you know you're safe. The universe will provide. If you get $0, the universe will bring you a meal. You'll know where to walk and someone will just hand you a meal. Like, you know you're that magical. You're an alien type being that can do that. You're not needing this whole way of being. You weren't here to teach that. That's not why you're listening to me. If you're listening to me, you're interdimensional being and another level of consciousness. And you have to live that way, because if you don't, it's not going to work. So I know my whole life I wanted to live in the real world and do it the way you're supposed to, and it's never worked. It's never worked. It doesn't work for me. It's never going to work for me. And that's the message I keep on getting in my meditations. It's not going to work. Stop doing it. You can't do it the work. You have to live this magical way, like, because that's who you are. And it doesn't mean you're not going to be a millionaire, have $1 billion. You just won't care. It'll just be nicer things surrounding you, but your internal state will be so great, it won't matter. If you're a person that walks into a place and goes, oh, I can't stay here, like, that's, to me, that's not an internal state of just knowing who you are. Like, you can be good wherever you're at. And that's freedom. Real freedom is being okay wherever you're at, no matter what happens. Freedom is not having a bunch of money. That's not a good definition of that belief. It's the internal state of knowing you're free. So these are, what I'm doing is unraveling all the money beliefs that have been stuck in people. And this is from the collective that I'm tapping into, but also what I've unraveled in myself. And this takes deep work, feeling emotions. So one of the emotions I had to feel was lots of anger, because I was lied to. You're lied to your whole life. Like, you're going to be successful when you get that job. You're going to be happy. Like, there's part of you, this anger that you were lied to. And really it was a lie, because it wasn't a truth. And all the lies that have been coming at you your whole life as a kid, from commercials and all these different things, you've just been like lied to. And you're feeling the anger to move out of that so you can be confident about who you are. And you got to feel the fear of, like, I'm not going to be taken care of. And you need to feel the sadness that you're losing what you thought was true. And all that grieving is important. Don't fall into the trap that I have to be positive all the time. I can't feel the inner suppressed emotions, because that is also an old way of being. I'm just going to push through my bootstraps and feel positive. Like, that doesn't work. Like, you have to feel the suppressed emotions, or that's why people are getting sick. So people get sick and they're like, why am I sick? And I'm like, well, it's emotions. Like, and people don't believe that. They'd rather just, like, take the pill or drink the thing or change their diet. And, like, that's somehow easier than feeling their emotions. But feeling those emotions is so important. Because what it does is make us realize it's basically like we're taking off all the sweaters and the clothes that we've been wearing for so long, the snow pants, all the different clothes, and we realize who we are. We've got to take off all the masks and costumes that people have tried to put on us, or we put on ourselves over and over again. And then we just realize we are enough, we are worthy, and we are everything. And from that state, this money stuff will come, and you'll deal with it, and you'll do budgets. I'm not saying you won't do what you need to do in the moment, but it won't be important if you receive a bunch of it. It won't be important what really happens. Like, you'll realize how microcosm this life is, that you're only here for a split second. And to try to achieve something huge in this split second, you might do it, but if you don't, it's fine too. So basically, you're on a vacation, and it's like people going on vacation and wanting to get everything done. They're like this, right? They're no fun to be around. Like, just relax. And we'll just be well. So we're supposed to talk about money, but we're just talking about inner state, because it doesn't matter. Just cross it off your list. Things you got to do. Make money, just cross it off your list. It doesn't have to be done. There's no angel saying you have to make money, you have to do this thing. And again, I'm doing some energy work while I'm doing this. Like, just doesn't matter. Now we can just follow our soul's calling, whatever that is. And we can be in that space. We know we're always taken care of. It doesn't matter what our bank account looks like. And we don't have to please anyone else to make money, because I think a lot of you think you need to make money to please parents or other people. You really don't care. Like, I'm tapping into the hearts of people who listen to this and now or the future. Like, you really don't care. You know you're good. But everyone else has told you you're not good unless you have this stability, right? You gotta get a job. It's like this thing, and you know you're taken care of. I used to get meals given to me all the time. Shoes, money, places to stay. People just give it to me. That's the consciousness. And you don't have to do it that way. But trust that consciousness. The universe has a bigger plan for you than you can ever imagine in this lifetime. And it knows it's a millisecond. So it's not worried about your bills on Thursday. It's worried about you connecting with your heart. And become the universe and make that you, your heart, your soul, your number one priority. Nothing else. And then all will unfold from there. We'll hope this video helped. Thanks for letting me get delayed. I think it was perfect. I'll see you next time.